Hi, everybody. I'm Jared Pike. This is Shell Point Today for Monday, April 21st. On today's show, FineMark Bank offers some tips on keeping your important documents organized. Gary Keating from the Shell Point Golf Club will show us how to successfully get out of the bunker. And we'll get one final notice about a fabulous travel opportunity this summer to the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. But first, during this lovely spring, none of us want to even say the word hurricane, but we always need to be prepared for the dangers of these summer storms. That's why last week we had our annual hurricane seminar, where we showed you what to pack in your hurricane kit and what to expect from this hurricane season. Now, if you missed the seminar, don't worry. We're replaying it all this week on Channel 13 at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. It's also online at www.shellpoint.net. Just click on the Media tab up top where you'll find Shell Point TV. Once again, the Hurricane Seminar will be rebroadcast all this week at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Channel 13. Now, as for the big event today, it happens in the morning as we welcome a visit from a professional document shredding service. Do you have old bank statements, credit cards, or other documents that you need to have safely disposed? Just bring them to the driveway of the village church this morning between 9 and 10:30 a.m., and we'll shred them securely. And it's a free service, courtesy of FineMark Bank. Why exactly is it important to shred old documents? Let's find out from Anna Smith.
Hello, I'm Anna Smith, Managing Executive with FineMark National Bank and Trust on the island. In today's FineMark Minute, we're helping you organize your financial records. From tax returns to credit card statements, many of you probably have more documents than you know what to do with. You may keep everything just in case you need it someday. But before you add to that pile, ask yourself, do I really need to keep this? Documents you should hold on to are likely those related to tax returns, legal contracts, insurance claims, and proof of identity. On the other hand, documents you can easily duplicate elsewhere are good candidates for the shredder. For example, if you bank online, you can view or print copies of your monthly statements and cleared checks. You may not need paper copies of the same information. So a good rule of thumb is to keep financial records only as long as necessary. Records to keep for a year or less include bank or credit union statements, credit card statements, utility bills, and annual insurance policies. Records to keep for more than 1 year include tax returns and supporting documentation, receipts for home improvements, annual retirement and investment statements, and receipts for major purchases. And finally, the records to keep indefinitely include birth, death, and marriage certificates, Social Security card, military discharge papers, and citizenship papers. Of course, this list is not all-inclusive, and these are just broad guidelines. If you have questions, please feel free to stop by our office on the island or call us at 239-461-5999. With today's FineMark Minute, I'm Anna Smith.
Once again, take advantage of this free opportunity to shred your old documents by visiting the driveway of the village church this morning from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Now, today we also have a valuable seminar on the topic of skin cancer. Nurse practitioner Marie Hepp, who works for the Oncology Department of Lee Memorial Health System, is an expert on skin cancer and can tell you exactly what to look for and how to prevent melanomas and other forms of skin cancer. She'll be speaking today at 1:15 p.m. in the Social Center on the island, and all are welcome. There's another important health-related event tomorrow, and it's for everyone who suffers from breathing disorders like COPD. Their support group welcomes special guest Jeff Pennick from Shell Point's Rehab Department, who will share some helpful tips on getting around with oxygen canisters and similar aids. All are welcome to the COPD support group with special guest Jeff Pennick, happening tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. in the Oak Room at the Woodlands. And tomorrow, it's Election Day. Actually, it's the first of 3 election dates happening in 2014. This is a special election to replace the Republican Congressman Trey Radel. Now, if you're a full-time Lee County resident, meaning you spend more than half the year in Florida, and if you're a Republican, and if you haven't already voted early or by mail, then tomorrow is your day to vote in the special election. The polls will be open tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the village church. Now, keep in mind that parking is very limited at the church, so please utilize the Shell Point trams and buses, and we'll have more special buses running for Election Day. Once again, polls are open at 7 a.m., but don't everybody come first thing in the morning, or else you'll be waiting in line. You can vote all day until the polls close at 7 p.m. Now, once you've done your civic duty, reward yourself with a round of golf at our beautifully renovated greens at the Shell Point Golf Club. Of course, if you're like me, then chances are you'll be spending less time in the green stuff and more time in the bunkers. So, it helps to know exactly how to execute with the sand wedge. Let's learn more from our golf pro, Gary Keating.
Hi, my name's Gary Keating. Welcome to Shell Point Golf Club. We're going to talk a little bit about the bunker. Obviously, you can see I've played a good round of golf. I've hit an errant tee shot, and I'm in the bunker. The goal for number one when we're in the bunker is obviously get it out, okay? More leg motion when we're in the bunker is definitely not the way to do it. Keep your legs as quiet as you can. Just move the ball up in the stance, a little bit further forward than normal. I'd like it somewhere around about the left toe. When we take the club back in the bunker, this would be the only time I would like the club to work outside and across. So I'm going to show you what I mean by outside and across. Outside is on the backswing. The club comes outside and we're going to go across the line. Your normal golf swing would come straight back and straight through. Once again, legs are very, very important in this particular area. We need to make sure the legs are as quiet as possible. And when we get in the bunker, this particular bunker has way too much sand. It's kind of soft. We need to find a nice base. So we're going to get in the bunker. We're going to move down and get a nice pedestal, nice stance. You can see the ball's a little bit further forward in my stance. The number one thing is we need to maintain these legs and keep them quiet. If the legs get fast, generally we get a little flippy with the hands. If we flip with the hands, the leading edge comes into play, and unfortunately we hit it a lot further than what we need. So I'm going to try a nice smooth backswing, making sure we hit the sand and see what happens. Outside and across. Okay, are you ready? When I'm in the bunker, what I'm also thinking about is the sand is my friend, it's not my enemy. I'm actually thinking about not actually hitting the ball, is hitting the sand and allow the sand to maneuver the golf ball out. So I'll always take practice shots. Basically, and this is a practice bunker, we're permitted to do that. So we're going to do a practice shot right here, and I'm going to try and get some sand on the putting surface. Let's see how that practice shot goes. And as you can see, the sand is now on the putting surface. If I tried to hit this golf ball and we didn't hit the sand, once again, we'd hit it with the leading edge, ball would go too far. So once again, when you get in this bunker, minimize the motion of your legs, kind of get a nice pedestal to where we're balanced, and I'd love the weight to be 50-50 on both feet. Take the club outside, hit the sand, let the sand maneuver the golf ball, and you shouldn't have any problems. Please contact me at shellpointgolf.com, and the phone number is 239-433-9790.
If your idea of spending time in nature involves arranging flowers, then we've also got an event for you. Tomorrow, flower arranging expert Sylvia Bird will demonstrate how to create one of 4 beautiful spring bouquets. You just bring yourself, and we'll supply the vase along with a wide variety of flowers. Sign up for this Spring Bouquet Workshop, happening tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. Call the Island Service Desk at 454-2282 or the Woodland Service Desk at 454-2054. Now, we want to give you one last chance at a summertime travel opportunity from Ising's Travel. Bev Chandley is leading a trip to the idyllic setting of Mackinac Island, the Great Lakes getaway where there are no cars but plenty of horse-drawn carriages. There's still room on this trip, but be sure to sign up soon. Here's a preview.
Hi everybody, I'm Bev Chandley and I'm here with Jeanne Van Houten from Ising's Travel. Jeanne she does the magic with our travel program here at Shell Point. We work together, we've been working together for 5 years, and we're here to talk a little bit about a trip we have coming up this summer in July to Mackinac Island in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Well, last summer when I went on a vacation, I did go to Mackinac Island, and I got on the phone when I got back and I said, Jeanne, if ever there was a good summer trip for our residents, maybe this would be it. And so her idea was,
well, perfect. We're going to go to Mackinac Island, beautiful island, set between the upper and the lower peninsula of Michigan, some of the most beautiful area that there is in Michigan. And we're going to stay at the wonderful Grand Hotel, which is really America's summer place since 1887.
Wow, that sounds nice already, but do we fly right into, we can't fly to the island, can we?
We can't. We're going to fly as close as we can get, which is Traverse City. Again, a wonderful little place right on Lake Michigan. We'll overnight there before we get going on our wonderful scenic drive up along the coast of Michigan.
Well, that sounds, where will we stay in Traverse City?
We're going to stay at the Grand Traverse Resort in Traverse City for an overnight, and then travel the following day through some of the most beautiful scenery in Michigan to the ferry landing that'll take us over to Mackinac Island.
Now, one little town I remember visiting last summer that I fell in love with was Petoskey. Are we going to be going through Petoskey?
Absolutely. We'll make a stop in Petoskey, very charming little town. What did you experience in Petoskey that you like so much?
Well, first of all, the name of it was very curious to me because I have sort of a geology background, so I thought Petoskey stones. But I was fascinated with that little town. It's a very artsy little town and has the best gelato on the planet. Well, you know, when we get to Mackinac City, before we get our ferry, will we get a chance to see that Mackinac Bridge that everybody hears about?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Does it go to the island?
No, there's no way to get to the island but by boat or by ferry. We'll take that over to the island. And when we get to Mackinac Island, there's no motor vehicles, only horse-drawn carriages.
That's what I really loved. I loved the sound of the horse hooves, clip-clop, clip-clop. No traffic, no smell of vehicles, no horns. It was wonderful, just foot traffic and horses.
It's definitely a step back in time, and then to have the wonderful opportunity to spend 3 nights at the Grand Hotel, a magnificent hotel built in 1887, and they're still keeping the old world charm about it, and the classiness about it, the elegant classiness about it.
Well, when we were there last summer and we went to the Grand Hotel, that we were treated so nicely, and they took us to the lunch area where we had a buffet lunch that was unbelievable. And so we're not going to go hungry at the Grand Hotel.
No, the food is outstanding, and we will include all the breakfasts and all the dinners. And then, of course, after dinner in the evening, you have the Grand Hotel Orchestra that plays every evening. Just a really wonderful end to each day.
And we have some tours during the daytime. The horse-drawn carriages will be coming regularly up to the hotel and take the residents where they want to be, or they can go on an organized tour. Is that right?
That's right. We're going to include a horse-drawn carriage tour of the island itself. We're also going to have a cruise, a lighthouse cruise on the island, so that'll be something extra special. We'll go to a special art museum that they have there called the Richard and Jeanne Minogian Art Museum. And then we're going to have extra special items at the hotel itself. We'll have a private history lecture just for our group. We'll have a behind-the-scenes tour of the Grand Hotel. And then, of course, there's all that wonderful time just to relax on the longest covered porch in the world.
The big porch, I remember quite well. It was lovely. I could have sat there for hours.
Well, I think what's unique about the Grand Hotel experience is the experience itself, the classic experience, the elegant experience, and the really wonderful step back into time that you just don't find these days.
It's hard to find, that's for sure. I'm so glad that we've had this opportunity to put this trip together.
We already have a lot of people signing up. The trip will fill up very quickly, so we encourage you to make your reservations as early as possible because it's sort of a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity to go with Shell Point.
Well, I agree, and I think it's going to be a great trip, and we hope you'll think about signing up. We already have couples celebrating their 65th anniversary. We have quite a few signed up already, so do join us, and we're happy you joined us here today. Thank you on behalf of myself and Jeanne Van Houten.
Coming up, we are covering all of Monday's happenings, but before we do, let's preview this week's Channel 13 radio program, Listening to the Words.
This edition of Listening to the Words celebrates some of the expressions of the gifts of life. You will hear a story about the promises of Easter. Listen for a story about a local mother and her son spotting a seemingly abandoned fawn at Caloosahatchee Regional Park. Hold your breath as a Shell Point grandmother recalls her high flying above the water adventure. Remember a recently passed 93-year-old actor who was short in height but long on marriages. Laugh along with a Shell Point poet reminding us of the power of a smile. And appreciate the fun of seniors living in the computer age. I'm your reader-host, David Hauenstein, reminding you and yours that this edition of Listening to the Words is yours to enjoy every day this week on Shell Point's Channel 13.
Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in with the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. My name is Leslie Brand and I'm here with Bev Chandley, and today we are going over the activities for Monday. 8 o'clock we're going to start with men's match play doubles tennis at the tennis courts. 9 o'clock is the FineMark bank shredding event at the Village Church. It goes until 10:30. 9:15 billiards in the Resident Activity Center. Also at 9:15, pottery with instruction available in the pottery studio. Lastly, at 9:15 is virtual bowling in the Resident Activity Center. 10 o'clock is the men's match play doubles tennis at the tennis courts. Also at 10 o'clock, the Suzy Q's going out to Matanzas Inn for lunch. Sign up is required. 10:30, Disciples Men's Bible Study Group will be in the game room of the Woodlands. 10:45, table tennis playing clinic in the Tarpon Room on the island. Now here's Bev for the afternoon activities.
Thanks, Leslie. We're going to start at 12 o'clock. That'll be the Mahjong game in the Sable Room at the Woodlands. Also at 12 o'clock, we have a trip leaving to go see those adorable alpacas. We're going out to Star Ranch. Court pickups begin at 12 o'clock on the island, 12:10 at the Woodlands, and 12:20 for Eagles Preserve. Sign up is required. At 1:15, we have a Health Connections class, skin cancer. This will be in the social center. You do need to sign up for that one as well. Also at 1:15, the card game of Samba will be played in the library lounge. Also at 1:15, we have table tennis down in the Tarpon Room. And our last 1:15 activity is tone chimes. They'll practice in the Osprey Room on the island. From 1:30 to 3:30, the model train room will be open for tours. Another Health Connection class comes up at 1:45, Balance and Mobility Training Level 1. That'll be in the Health Club, and that one's currently full. At 2 o'clock, the Beady-Eyed Bead Club will be in the Oak Room at the Woodlands. 3 o'clock, we have a Health Connections class. This time it's Pilates Stretch. They'll be in the Health Club. At 3:30, we have another Health Connections class, Aqua Agility and Conditioning. That's at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. It's currently full. Our last activity for today will be a 6:30 duplicate bridge game in the game room of the Woodlands. Well, thank you for joining us today, and we shall see you back here tomorrow.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is petite strip loin steak with a baked potato and asparagus. The dinner special is Old Home Cooking Night for $9.95, and the soup of the day is Senate Bean. In the Island Cafe for lunch, enjoy a barbecue beef sandwich with coleslaw for $7.25. The dinner special is apricot curry shrimp with mango rice and mixed vegetables for $8.25, and the Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, I'm Randy Woods, Minister of Worship and Music at the Village Church, and it is my special privilege to announce to you that the Centurymen will be sharing special music during the morning worship service at the Village Church this Sunday, April 27th at 10:15 a.m. The Centurymen are known for sharing the gospel of Christ through music. Established in 1969, the Centurymen is an auditioned men's chorus of professional Christian musicians who are ministers of music, concert artists, college faculty members, and outstanding music leaders from across America. The Centurymen have performed concerts around the world. They've been the performing artists for the Dove Awards telecast, and they've been nominated for a Grammy Award. But more importantly, this 70-member men's chorus consists of some 70 men who sing to God with conviction, passion, and purpose. Even NBC News has named them the finest male chorus in America. Originally directed by Dr. Burl Red, the founding music director and conductor, this 70-voice audition men's chorus is now directed by Dr. Charles Fuller, who is nationally known for his choral work, outstanding musical leadership, and expertise. The Centurymen will be accompanied by the acclaimed pianist Joseph Hobart and organist Cindy Fuller, and they will feature the beautiful vocal artistry of Renee Peters Hobart. Recently, our guests, Stephen Nielsen and Ovid Young, said to me that there cannot be a better men's chorus in the world. The Centurymen's collective sonority, their ability to whisper or roar with equal beauty and finesse, and their obvious musical and spiritual commitment to the wide-range repertoire they sing. All these traits make the Centurymen a unique phenomenon on today's musical landscape. I've also heard that Cliff Barrows has said that nothing is more exciting and inspiring than the singing of a male chorus under superb training and conducting. For the finest in your listening pleasure, it's a privilege to commend to you the Centurymen. I invite you to attend the Village Church this Sunday, April 27th at 10:15, and enjoy the music ministry of the Centurymen as they share their inspirational music ministry as part of our morning worship service.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as we learn how you can help supply the children of Lee County with much-needed school supplies. We'll also drive the brand-new Chevy Volt, the electric car proudly owned by Vice President Steve Menier. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Monday, April 21st. I'm Jared Pike, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.